Miyamala Gurus Hashem, Yashmiya Kol Tilasa, can't, but the Maharal says in Agadah that a person is Mechuyev, Hakaras HaTov we have to do. We can't do Shaveach Hashem and say all the Shvachim, but Hakaras HaTov we're Mechuyev to do. And it's not only mitzvah, it's not the chiyuv that of Hakaras HaTov, but it's the hergesh a person has to have. I don't know, there's nowhere to start because everything we have is obviously from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But just to start from the Etzem Simcha, 7 years ago, 7.5 years ago, I decided to start Daf Yomi. I didn't decide to do it, I just decided to start it and see what happens. And as some of the people said, it's the way to do it is just you take it day by day. Every day, okay, I'm going to do today's daf. I'm going to do today's daf. You come to the end of the day and you're falling on your face and you're very tired from a long day of whatever you were doing, and you realize, oh my gosh, I didn't finish, but I have to do today's daf. So what could you do? You do it. You look at it the next day. You don't remember a word that you learned, but you did it. You did every day. And sometimes it goes in, sometimes it doesn't. But the incredible hashgacha, person, when you're doing it, when you're looking at it day by day, you sort of have a very narrow-minded focus, and you see very narrow. You don't see the big picture. You don't realize what you're doing. Even you make human, but you're doing a day. Okay, I did another day, and another day, and another day, and you don't realize how much it is. And sometimes you look back and you see, at the end, Baruch Hashem, I want to thank, those who helped give me a little chizuk and help me, realize, take me out of that focus of doing a little every day and seeing the big picture, seeing what happened. But you look back and you see, how could it be? How is it shaykh? 7.5 years, every single day. And you realize it's mamish. I was thinking during davening. Every day, it was a niece. It was a niece that I was able to do it every day for 7.5 years. Not to Baruch Hashem, not to be too sick that you can't do it. Not to be too busy that you can't do it. Not to who knows how many things could happen. But for 7.5 years, it's mamish anis. It's nisach b'chol yom imanu every day, and it's mamish an incredible thing. And I was just thinking, maybe there's a certain the nekuda of kvius kol nashana lachos b'chol yom of every day person who has that kvius. So there's a certain hashras shechina that's brought. We find in the Beis Hamikdash, in the Bach in Hilchos Chanukah, in the beginning of Hilchos Chanukah, he speaks about how Klal Yisrael, where there was a rifyun there was a rifyun in their avodah, and they had to be masakin it through Mesiras Nefesh. So the Bach it describes that they told the Greek king that they have two things that Kolzman they're doing it, you can't beat them. One was the menorah, and one was the korban hatabit. But the way they said it was, they have two things that it says by them tamid. Oilas tamid lahalus ner tamid. Kolzman Klal Yisrael were keeping up the tmidius, the kvius. Kolzman they were keeping that up. There was hashras shechina, and Hashem was protected. And I'm just thinking, when a person is mikabel on himself a certain kvius, a certain tamid, so HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to help out, to help you keep it. Hashem wants you to keep it. Hashem comes to help you keep it. And you see a tremendous hashgacha in the fact that you're able to do it. Just a quick ma'aseh. Yesterday, Rav Eliyahu Diskin, the Talmud of Rav Eliyahu, said, this is the Ma'ila of Kvias, for those that heard, but it was a chizuk though, that in the Mir there was older Bachrim that were learning Daf Yomi. They learned Mesachas Ksubis. They finished it. They were going to make a siyum in Zvil. So that week, Rabbi Yashiv in his shir in his shul, his Gemara shir, he finished they finished Maseches Yuma. So they made a siyum in his shul, Tiferes Bachurim. They made a siyum on the Masechta. They invited Rav Yashiv. Rav Yashiv came for 5 minutes. The night of the siyum that in the Mir Bachurim, the Mir made on Ksubis, it was in Shvil, and that night, Rav Ben Zion Cook, who is a big talmid of Rav Yashiv, also made a bar mitzvah in Shvil. So Rav Yashiv went. And afterwards, they asked him, if he could come in, even for a minute, to the Mir Siyum. So he said, I don't have time, I have to... So they were pushing him just a minute, and it would be a big chizuk for the Bachrim, they're out the Bachrim. Rav Yashiv asked, is it a kavua dika learning? They said, yeah, vada is they're very... No, I mean kavua, I mean that they do, there's a set kviyos that they're not mevatalit b'shum panim v'oifen. Nothing breaks it. They said, yeah, they daf every day, no matter what. Said b'seder, then I'll go in. So, that nekuda is a tremendous hashgacha and Edat HaKadosh Baruch Hu, along with everything else. Just looking back on the 7.5 years and seeing everything that we went through, the family went through, whatever it was, we know what, all the things that it was, and to imagine that through all that, HaKadosh Baruch Hu allowed us to continue and plow through, continue going, no matter what it was, just to keep going, and to come after that, after 7.5 years, and be Messiah, Shas, if you didn't even, you couldn't even imagine, but to be able to do that is a tremendous bracha, and it just makes everything that we went through all the sweeter. It just, to see everything that we went through and see what we came out with, and Meretz Hashem continue to take it weiter is a tremendous bracha. There are a few people, there are a few people that over the last few years there are a few people that might have gotten a lot of simcha and nachas from this, who unfortunately are not with us. But I think in certain ways there's Vetzim with us. First of all, my grandma and grandpa, and also Bobby and Zadie Kirschenbaum and grandma, that they would have gotten a tremendous simcha and tremendous nachas. Their whole lives were their family and the nachas that they got from their kids and their grandchildren. And I think in a certain way they have a part in this siyum, because besides the Talmud Bavli, my shver and I were zocha to finish also Sisha Sidrei Mishnah for their yard sites. So in a way they were also mishtatif in us being able to be Messiah Shas, Bavli, and Mishnayos. So in a way they're also, even in Shemayim, being mechazik us and pushing us to do more and getting us to do more. And it's a tremendous thing. It should be an aliyah for their neshama, and we miss them, but it's good to know that they're still worrying about us and pushing us. The other one is the Rosh Yeshiva, Rav Nassim Tzvi Finkel, that it was a big zchus to have a kesher with him. And just in terms of the Siyam HaShas, after I got the Yisayros, I started doing it, and I remember a few people told me, they saw me doing it in yeshiva, and they said, maybe you should, I don't know, it's not something that yeshiva, guys in yeshiva do. Not sure it's. So I said, Beseder, I'll do what I do for all these kind of shaylas. I went to the Rosh Yeshiva and asked him what to do. So I asked Rav Nassim Tzvi what, I said I have a Yisayros, I have a cheshik to do it. My father did it, my shver did it. I was at the siyumim, it's a tremendous thing, and I think so the Shiva looked at me and he said, if you want to do it, he said, go ahead, but just not during Seder. So, Baruch Hashem B'li Ayin Hara, most of the time, first and second Seder, I was not doing the Daf Yomi. When I got to Kodshim, night Seder, I was a little more makil. I hope it was okay. So, knowing that the Rosh Yeshiva told me I could do it and gave me, Gdarim, and I saw at the end, I saw the Chachma a little in what he was saying. The person has a Kviyas, so it tends to become a part of him and, be an Iker in his life, which is a great thing. But, when you're in Yeshiva and you're trying to focus on Iyun, when you sort of make the, you don't have that Geder and you make the Iker, doing Daf Yomi, so a lot of times you lose the Iyun that you're trying to have in Yeshiva and in all your learning. So, so those are just a few, those are the two people. Now just two more. First of all, I just want to thank my Shver for the Soirus, for starting from the Soirus for this. I was at the Siyum that he made 7 years ago that I decided I wanted to try to do this. And as this for him sort of is two siyumim, as my brother-in-law said. This is two siyumim for him in that he's finishing and he was moyer because brought me to finish also. And for everything else that he has done for us, all the first of all for the bringing up and being madrich, mechanich, his children, the way he did, creating such a mishpacha for me to come into, and the chizuk that I get from the mishpacha and from him, and being mechanich, everyone, kafi their koiches, and what they need, and anyone who knows them can see that, B'ayin Hara, it's an amazing family. And especially, obviously I owe tremendous hakaras hatov mitzad my wife, that, what he gave her and what he continues, Baruch Hashem, he continues to give us and give her and to be madrich us and to help us in all areas, whatever we need. And I owe him a tremendous hakaras hatov for all of that. Last, just this beautiful siyum that everyone sees. My wife and my shviger, worked very hard to do everything, and it made the kavod of the kavod HaTorah and the kavod of the siyum a tremendous thing. Right, just a quick hakaras hatov. Besides being part of the Suda, one of the hardest things when a person gets married is finding time to learn. Keeping the starim is difficult enough, and finding time to learn outside of starim is even harder. When you're first married, you have to give a lot of time to your wife, and you have to, even when you're married, you always have to, and it's not always so easy to do things outside of starim. But not only did she allow me to do this, but she always was there to give me the encouragement, to give me the chizuk, to push me when I felt like I can't do this, it's too hard, I'm up late every night trying to finish, and I'm tired the next day. She just kept pushing and pushing me and giving me the encouragement, and if Rav David always says that he says Shem Bar Yefinkel that if women knew how much a little encouragement that they gave to the husband did, how much it helped them, how much it pushed them, so they would do it all the time, and they would their husbands would continue to grow. So I just want to thank her for that. And just to end off with a quick word, I mentioned before. So the Gra points out that we always find that we're Messiah with Shalom. We always find that the end is with Shalom. the end of Birkas Kohanim, Yosem Shalom, the end of Tefillah, and the end of the Torah is Shem Yivarech Esam B'Shalom. So what's the first of all, what's the pshat? And second of all, if Shalom is the kli for the brachas, the you want to have the kli first. You want to have the kli to be able to get the brachas. So I was just thinking maybe that the idea is that the Shalom, the bracha of Shalom, a person is zocheh to brachas. Let's say Birchas Kohanim. Yivarecha, Yishmerecha, Yoyer Hashem panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisor Hashem panav elecha. Person is zocheh to all these brachas. Person is zocheh to davens for things for Klal Yisrael, and Shmon Esrei davens for himself. Person is zocheh to toivas and to brachas from HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When everything Hashem does, everything Hashem gives us is going to be a toiva and a bracha. But when a person gets these brachas, when it comes into his life l'maisa, a lot of times he's not able to appreciate it. For whatever reason. One of the reasons is that it's not always matim to a person's life, the life a person wants to live, what a person thinks is good, the person has negias, his midos ros sometimes, that doesn't allow the toivas that Hashem is trying to do to him to be toivas in his eyes, for him to see them. The person is not able to appreciate all the brachas and all the toivas that he gets. The bracha of Shalom, Hashem Yivarech Esam B'Shalom, the bracha that Hashem gives of Shalom, which only Hashem could give, Melech Shalom Shaloi, the bracha of Shalom is the shleimus, is the ability to make everything in your life be matim. To allow those brachas to come into your life as brachas and as toivas, and you be able to see them. That there should be a hat'ama, there should be a shleimus, that everything should be a shalom in your life. That's the bracha of Shalom that Hashem gives. Hashem, who is the shleimus, Hashem gives a person a bracha that all the brachas should fit into his life, or his life should fit with the toivas that Hashem gives him. That's by Birchas Kohanim, that's by Tefillah, and thing who adin by Torah. The biggest isnagdus to a person's guf and a person's gashmistic life is the Torah. The Torah is telling us to do things that a lot of times our guf doesn't want to do. The Hashem oiz lamo yitain. The Torah is an oiz. It's an oiz. It's a hard thing. Not always exactly what we want. But the bracha Hashem Yivarech Esam B'Shalom, along with the Torah, Hashem gave us this bracha of Shalom. Hashem gave us that the Torah should help us see His midos, see the darkei Hashem. A person works on his midos, like I said before. That Shalom is koilel all the midos. Shalom is koilel all the midos for the same reason. That Shalom is what that nikuda, that midah of being able to put everything together, to be zocheh to all those midas tovis, and be able to have the right amount and fit all the midas that a person needs to have in his life and the different aspects. And that's shalom. That's the shalom that a person can get through the Torah. Kol nesivoseh shalom. The Torah helps a person be koina the midos of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and be koina that shleimus, and be koina that shalom that Hashem has, to be able to see the kilekach toiv nasati lachem, to be able to see the toiv in the Torah, to be able to see how the Torah, to be matim his life, to be matim his guf, his midos, his nefesh to the Torah, that he should be able to be misachet, to become one with the Torah, and be zoicha to the toiv of the Torah and the shalom. And we should be zoicha. Mashiach is also called shalom. So we should be zoicha to the shalom amiti. When Mashiach comes and we see how everything in the world is really one big shalom and everything's matim and there's an achdus of everything. And just last but not least, I just want to, the other hakaras hatoiv that I need to give, unfortunately they're not here. They were here a few weeks ago, and Mitzvah we're going to America to be with them and to make siyumim and Mitzvah in America with them. But my parents, my father, who is the first, 3 cycles ago, was Visayim Shas, brought me to Madison Square Garden, where they had the siyum, and planted that shuka in me to want to do it again, seeing him do it every day, 5 o'clock in the morning, no matter what. He went to sleep at 2 o'clock, coming back from all the family simchas, wherever they were, 5 o'clock in the morning, he was up, doing it. Later he started giving shiur also. And it was a tremendous chizuk, a tremendous thing to see, the Avos HaTorah. And it's a big chizuk for me, and I'm glad that they're here listening, and we should be zoichet to share as together in more simchas. And everyone, also, I just want to thank everyone for coming. It was a tremendous chizuk for me. I hope everyone else got a chizuk also. Everyone seeing the chizuk that everybody, the excitement that everybody had for it, and giving me the chizuk. And the Mirz Shem, I should take that chizuk and that esoirus and continue weiter and more. And everyone, whoever else got whatever chizuk they got, we should be zoichet to build on it and to take that shuka, like the shifa, and for dvarim shebekdusha, that we should be zoichet to the emes kedusha, you build binyan beis hamikdash. And thank you very much.